Before we met, for about 6 months, got down on my knees before I went to bed and I thanked God for my wife. That's pretty much all I said. Thank you, God, for my wife. I remember one night at a church get-together, Kylie sung an item, and then after that item went into the corner and just poured her heart out and cried to God, and a light bulb went off in my head and God pretty much told me that's her.
He used to live around the corner from me, and I had horses and I used to ride my horse just past his house just to see if he was home, because he'd be out working on his cars and I'd stop, we'd chat. January we started dating, March we were engaged, the next January married.
It was really good to know that God heard my prayers and God provided for me. And I left it up to God. I thanked him and that's all I had to do. I trusted him in everything.
We got a phone call from a pastor from a church up here asking us if we wanted to come up and help out with their ministry. When we were told we were coming up, it was for a season. We didn't know how long the season was going to be. It ended up being 10 years, and our pastors decided to retire. I think because of lack of connection with anywhere else, we were kind of left with nowhere to go. Not long after, I fell sick. I was misdiagnosed with cervical cancer. So they found abnormal cells. They said it was bad, booked me in for my operation, but the biopsy came back normal. So she cancelled my operation, said you're fine. So one moment I think I'm dying, next minute I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. So came back in 6 months' time and she asked me when I'd had my operation. And I said, I didn't, you cancelled it. And she goes, well, you need it now. Leave it any longer and it would be serious for me. Finding out that news, I threw myself into my work. I found myself confiding in other people.
Kylie would come home from work, eat dinner and crash because she had to get up early for the next day. And being out of church and out of connection, I didn't have anyone to connect to. It was just me and God. And it was hard, really hard, to know that your partner that you trusted God for has lost her way, pretty much. All I had to resort to was prayer. I just prayed for Kylie every day. I just kept saying to God that I trust you. At one point, I looked at Kylie's phone and saw some messages that I probably didn't really approve of. And I decided to confront her about that. When I did that, she probably told me some half-truths and I left it at that and just kept on doing maintaining the family structure.
I was leading a double life and it was killing me inside. I thought, if this comes out, he'll never love me again. Got to a point where it was a bit too much for me and I was going to take a whole heap of pills and just end my life. And it's amazing, I got a text message at the very moment I was just about to do it from an old friend of mine, and he messaged me and said, hey, what's up? So I just texted, I'm not good. And he just talked to me about my family and, you know, my kids. So I gave myself 5 days. I said, 5 days, I've got to tell him everything. The whole 5 days went by and I hadn't said anything yet. We went to bed and I thought, that's it, it's over. And Scott turned around and said to me, have I done something wrong? And I'm like, this is it, I've got to say. So I did, I just let everything out, told him everything. And to my amazement, Scott got on his knees in front of me and said, I forgive you. Yeah. Totally opposite to what I thought was going to happen. Yeah. But he showed me God's love. Yeah. My best friend told me that there was a church opening up in Semaphore, and I thought, why not go check it out? So I rocked up one Sunday. The first song got me. It got me, and I was in tears. Just felt instantly at home.
I've got to thank Mick because he really took me under his wing and said, oh, let's invite these people back to our house, and the girls seemed to had taken Kylie under her wing, and it was amazing just to know that there were people in the church that genuinely cared for you.
I'm thankful that God didn't stop pursuing me, even though I turned my back on him. And you know, I'm really thankful that I've got a husband that his faith in God was so strong that he held us together.
It's taught me that God's love is never ending and his love is unconditional, and seeing the church as a family is important as well. And when you can understand that the church is a family, the church is there for you and will walk alongside you, it's amazing. It's really, really cool.